Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. I want to speak on this topic, slightly, very quickly, right? And I'm gonna preface whatever I say with this. This is Ice Spice mom she's talking about. So, you kind of, for anybody that has any type of rebuttal, any type of whatever to go along with this, just know that this is her daughter. She lived with this woman. This is not just family. This is immediate family. This is her daughter. She knows this other person very well. Okay, and for anybody to say, "Oh, you may not know that," this is her daughter. Okay, she knows pretty much all the intimate details, and the little bit she doesn't know, other people may know. Okay, right? And it's probably withholding information, right? This is how it works. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, so just know that. So a text message gets leaked up. Apparently, well, this is supposed to be it. Allegedly, I'll say that allegedly, right? This is a text message conversation involving Ice Spice and a recipient. I would like to know who the recipient is of this messaging, but it doesn't tell you right here. So basically, there's some type of disagreement going on the way Ice Spice mom is showing up on social media, how she's having her online presence, or just the things that she's doing. There's a disagreement in how she's doing that, how she's going about doing it, and what Ice Spice would like for her to do. Past, present, and future, right, coming to a head. So basically the conversation goes, "Bro, this lady is on IG again. Recipient, your mom." She says, "Yes," shaking my head. House out the window, because she's a weirdo. Clout chasing attention that cares more about showing off her bought body than getting her kids a house since day one. We would have grew up in a house if she put all her surgery money on a down payment. And mind you, I forgot to tell you, my sisters all never had a job, on top of the fact they weren't good in school." So that's the way she felt. Okay, that's how she feels about it. I'm gonna say this. For all the parents, up and coming parents, teen pregnancy, teen moms, and don't let what I'm gonna say stop you from birthing the next Messiah. And I'm not saying that to be sarcastic or anything like that, right? Don't let life stop you from having babies, having children, and raising them, rearing them, how you're supposed to or how you want to, right? Of course, I'm hoping it'd be the right way, but I'm just saying, don't let things like this, which are true, hold weight. Okay, but I'm just saying, your kid could be, the person who, has a great invention, or could be the next late great many of things. So I'll say that. But a lot of times, you have people make it out of poverty, and this is like literally, a story, but it just got sent out a text message. This could be Ice Spice on an Oprah couch having this story, and this is what many times this could be a speech, right, given to an award, at an award show, which she's recently won an award, iHeart Award, right? And you hear the story over and over and over again, and they're talking about them coming out of poverty, right? And them wanting more than what they had, right? And it has to start somewhere. You feel me? You have to formulate something. It has to be some type of seed in order to be planted, to take root. And it's all a process. And I see that. A lot of times you want success and you want it right now. I get you. I can 100% agree with that. but it's a process. These things take time. It just does. Sometimes generationally, these things don't just happen overnight. And so I can see, I see the grit, I see the determination, I see the gumption, I see all of it, right? But sometimes these things that, like, that idea, for you to be able just to even have the ideology, okay, your mind, in order for you to formulate the mind that you have now, it's many things had to take place, many sequences of events. But I can keep going on in greater detail with that, but I'm going to reserve my right. Okay. I'm going to reserve the rest of my time on that one. But then I'll say this. Ice Spice, is basically telling the truth. She's telling, like, there was many decisions, many things that she has witnessed from her mother that, she don't like. You feel me? Or your kids are going to grow up to neglect you. They're going to grow up and, resent you. Right? And they may neglect you in some ways. Maybe she, I don't know, maybe withholding that information with her mom. Maybe that's a sign of neglect, right? Or just her holding some type of disdain for her because the way that she was raised. Like, yeah, maybe she wanted the new J's when they came out that week for school, right? Maybe she wanted to, like, have a house, have a home, have things, right? But she wasn't able to. Maybe she wanted the option to go to whatever school she wanted to go to and specifically just study and be a student rather than having to bust your hump and bust your tail to get a full ride scholarship, you know what I'm saying, in order to know something and have something and take the next step and do, like, that's the next step, right? Is increasing your education, getting an education. So I 100% agree with what she's saying, but me, just like, because sometimes information that could be your own, that could be to your own detriment, you being lost in the information. You know what I'm saying? You're forever learning, but never coming into the whole, knowledge of the truth. You never finding, you never knowing, but you're always seeking, right? I'm gonna say this, paraphrasing, right? Ice Spice's mom probably did a very good job. I'm going to say that. Probably did a very good job raising Ice Spice. Did she hit the lottery? Yes. She hit it, and the money's coming out of it, right? Obviously. But it took some talent. It took some know-how. It took some things to happen that Ice Spice had, and she implemented, and which created this big, amount of success that she's, experiencing. And just because you experienced that, and I'm probably biting my tongue here, I know I am. Just because you experienced that, you probably want to show some type of respect to your mom, which she did. This is like a secret text message. She's probably confiding it to somebody that probably doesn't have her best interest, who's let something like this be leaked and shared to the public, right? But in order, to be respectful to Ice Spice, she didn't make this make this a public declaration, right? She didn't do that. This person leaked a private text message, a private conversation, and leaked it to the public. But since we got it, I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? I agree with Ice Spice. I agree with her. You're her daughter. You know kind of what's best for her at the end of the day. And I think that's the right call. And I'm going to have to say that a lot of times, even if, and I'm like I said, don't let none of this stop you from, even if you don't have, that doesn't mean you have to be rich or have money and have some type of things in order to have a kid. No, if you want to be a stay-home mom, you want to have kids, that's something you want to do. You like this guy, you guys are clicking, or you like this girl and you whatever. Y'all doing y'all thing, and it's happening, and you would like a child, then do that. Okay? Do that. You want to get the numbers up anyway, right? And what I'm saying is, but having understanding, have been, having been in situations where, it was either the haves or the have-nots, or you just looking down like with the hawk's eye on situations, and you can say, I don't even like that. I don't even, that, that's disrespect. I can see disrespect for what it is. And in certain situations, it's like, no, I'd rather go without. Hate to say it, but it's like, I'd rather be, and I heard this saying, I'm not too sure who said it, but it was like, I'd rather be poor with you than to be rich with them. It was some saying, I heard it. But this all boils, all these things are nice sounding, nice words, but it all boils down to this at the end of the day. You want to have something, you want to have things. Life is not all about material things, but at the end of the day, like, what are you like, you know what I'm saying? What's the means to an end? You have to really look at some things, and you have to look at the psychology behind it. You have to look at why people are doing the things that they're doing. And sometimes it makes no sense at all. And then you could have a person who pretty much has everything, but they just know they have no sense of how things work. Their moral compass is off. But I'm not gonna get too far deep into this, but I'm just gonna say I agree with Ice Spice on this. Probably should have kind of said it in a different way and kind of been nice to your mom, but she did the best she could do raising you, and luckily, you turned out right. You turned out okay, and you're popping right now. However, I do think that what she's saying is very true, because you could see people who are disadvantaged, less advantaged, and they don't have these things, and you're really sad because you wish somebody was there earlier on to give them the knowledge, give them the information on how to be successful, rather than you're getting behind, you're digging yourself a hole, and then you're bringing people up, and it's so tough. It's like you want to help people, but first you got to help yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you keep doing something that is putting you at a deficit, it costs money to live. Let's start there, okay? And then let's pass go and collect our $200. But that's what I got for you guys. Peace. I'm out.